Hey, so today's investigation, pretty simple. We're using this little beaded chain here on our lab stations with a ruler. So what you're investigating is you're looking at amplitude, wavelength, and frequency. So with a partner, you're taking the chain, and one person would hold down one side. And let's see if Spadafino can work some magic here. And you're looking at frequency. So you're basically going to speed up and slow down. Speed up, slow down. And you're looking at the waves. So we're looking at how do you increase frequency, how do you decrease it using this. And it's best that you do this so you can see the difference. And then once you've finished filling in, you know, kind of speeding up, slowing down, changing intensity, whatever it may be, you answer this question. You're making a connection with kinetic energy. For part 2, you are actually going to manipulate the beaded chain into a wave, because no matter how hard you try to get it to do it, if you know, go up and down, move side to side to make your wave, it just doesn't quite stop in a nice way. So you just kind of manipulate it into something you and your partners could measure. So you start with large amplitude, you move on to small amplitude. But what we're having you guys do is measure a wave. So for example, I'm just going to use this one wave to show you. The first thing you want to do is find the midpoint of a wave. So for this particular one, we want to look at the midpoint. This is our crest. This is our trough. So we want to kind of get here in the middle. So this would be our midpoint, if you will. So I just make a little mark so I know. And you can put it all the way across and here. And then we want to measure the amplitude. Measuring the amplitude, we go from crest to that midpoint and centimeters. So I know this moved. So about so that one was 5 centimeters. You record it. For wavelength, for trough, again, same thing. We go from that midpoint to the bottom of the trough, and you can always move it so you get a cleaner measurement. That one, hey, that was pretty good. That was also 5 centimeters. And then for wavelength, so wavelength is going either from crest to crest or trough to trough. So it's kind of up to you and your partners to measure. I have to switch hands. I'm right-handed. So for this particular one, and again, it always helps with partners because you have more than one set of hands keeping things in place. So again, we go from crest to crest, and this gives us our wavelength. And 13 centimeters, you record it. So on your lab sheet, it'll look something like this, hopefully a little neater. So you have your wavelength, and this one was 30 centimeters. You make note of where your crest is. Our amplitude, this was a different one we did, but for this one it was 5 centimeters. And our trough was also 5 centimeters. So that's how you're going to measure wavelength and amplitude and trough. Following up, your group then counted how many waves. So again, you're doing some comparison with large amplitude and small amplitude, followed by wavelength, long wavelength and short wavelength, answering follow-up question, answering this question, and we'll be going over this question tomorrow. This is part of the reading that you can do at home. You have the online book and the regular book, and I also put a PDF just in case.